everyone, karibu to Candid Talk, the pod edition. This is Beatrice Matero, and today we are going to talk about my previous recently edition, the lessons I learned, the 6 days I stayed indoors. I realized a lot of you went through the same thing I went through, and some of the experiences are even worse. But so I wanted, we could have a chat, talk a little bit, and I'll share some of the comments, my dear readers, you shared with us. Let's go through this together, yeah? Okay. Before we get to that, I wanted to, when I was thinking what to write for Candid Talk, and all I had was emotions. And I was like, a lot of people went through different experiences, and probably they wish they could share their experiences, but they don't have the platform for it. So I decided to share mine, to give it like a stepping stone, like for others to share their own experiences. So for some, my experience may not make sense. They're staying indoor with your kids and blah blah blah. But I realized when you have a choice to do something, and then when you do something because you have to, those two have two different effects. And I remember one comment said, "The silence and terror I wouldn't want to experience again." Me too. You might think, oh, we were safe, you're just you sleep, you play with your kids, you have time to yourself, you can take a nap, you can cook your favorite meal, but I want to do those things because I choose to do those things. I don't want to do because I am forced to do those things. Yeah, so I remember in this other comment, Najma Juma, she said, I even came up with a weird butternut soup recipe. I could relate. There was this one time when we were eating the same meal: rice, beans, chicken, fish, meat, rice, beans, chicken, meat, fish, mashed potatoes, pasta. But we when you spend this one day I tried to fry pasta, not the normal recipe where unajua zile zinaitwa tambi za sukari. No, not tambi za sukari, not the ones that you fry and then you boil. No, I fried the boiled pasta. Don't ask me how it came out, but we were looking for something new. We were looking for something exciting, something different. That's how tired we were with our usual foods. And I remember also sharing that a usual trip to Mangi shop felt like a mission in a Jurassic Park. So I didn't go out until the 4th day, but my man went out on the 3rd day, and then he was just going to the shop. He was the one who would run errands, go buy soap, bread, milk, whatever. So he went out on the 3rd day, daytime. And then you say goodbye to a person as if they're going to a war zone. Like, please be safe, Mungu akuguide, please come home safe. If you hear anything, do. Really, that's not the Tanzania I knew. So it was just for a minute, 20, maybe 30 minutes, but I was super worried when he was out. I was super scared, and I had no assurance he would come home safe in one piece, or even he would come home. because we would hear Mirindimo, I don't know, gunfire or a bomb, and our neighbors also, they were saying like, ha, akufai, uko akufai, don't go, uko akufai, and they will come back running. I live nearby a pathway where people pass by my house and then they go to theirs. Although we are inside the fence, but I could still hear outside noise. So I could hear my neighbors like saying, no, don't go. Huko akufai, and things like that. So there was no assurance if you go to a shop, you come back in one piece. That one. What else? Also, I realized I depended on internet more than I thought I did. From the programs, the programs for my little kids, Miss Rachel and the rest, they all depend on the internet. And then my work also depend on the internet 100%, because even if I had information I couldn't share with the rest of the world, and even my mental health. And then the recipes, I normally cook with Pinterest help. Like all of the sudden internet became this important thing, and I never thought it was that important. And staying in, as a journalist, I move a lot. I work 5 days in a week, so I'm mostly not at home. So one would think being at home with your kids and whatnot, doing family stuffs and not working is a good thing. It could be, but I needed a break. I was Miss Rachel, I was the chef, I was the wife, I was the counselor, I was the therapist, I was the cheerleader, I was the entertainer. It came a point I thought I'm gonna lose my mind. After the 6th day, my family sent me contact for a therapist who is in South Africa, and they told me to talk to him about what I went through. It came a point, it wasn't mentally conducive for anyone. It's not healthy for anyone to be forced to stay in for all those days. I remember I used to watch challenge on YouTube that a person anawekwa in a room for a certain period of time without his phone and no TV, and at the end of the challenge ana win a prize. And I was like, oh, really? Like this wazungu people, like that? You can't do that? The 6 days was longer than that challenge. I used to joke about it. I couldn't stay in for 6 days without internet. So maybe zile challenge they are really challenges. Let's go through a few of the comments again. There was this person, I don't know if it's a she or he. He said, good grief, you were only inside at night, no internet. When I was born, the internet didn't exist. Probably did a lot of people good to put down that sea pool and connect with family. Open a book. I am a book lover. I read a lot. I read religious books, and I read fiction. I read research. I read other documents for my work. So I love to read. But like I said, if you have a choice of doing something, and then when you do something because the circumstances force you to do, those are two different things. I didn't touch a book. I had no internet, but I didn't read any book. I also had a movie which I downloaded prior the lockdown. I couldn't even watch them also. But there was, despite it all, there was a silver lining. Just a little faida, I don't know if I should call it faida. Maybe I should call like angalau, afadhali, at least. Yeah, something good came out of this. As a journalist, like I said, I'm not at home most of the time, so I spent uninterrupted time with my family, played with my kids, and I napped a lot. I could take a nap between doing the dishes, doing laundry. If I feel like I want to nap, I nap. Whether I finish the dishes or the laundry, no, that will be taken care of after. So I napped a lot. And what else? I connected. I think my 2 toddlers were happy that I was home and that they could see me. We could play hide and seek. We could sing 5 Little Ducks and peekaboo, those kind of things. So we made lots of memories. That was something good. And I got to like refresh. And I realized, I also learned that I took a lot of things for granted, like free movement. You know, Tanzania is a peaceful island. It's a peace island. It's a peaceful country. A few weeks before the election week, we had a discussion and we had training. During that training, we were asked how would we rate our life expectancy, not life expectancy, but the safety. From the moment you leave your house to go wherever you go to the moment you come back, how likely would you die or survive? And I rated 80% that it's safe. And yes, there are things that would harm me, like the boda, health issues and treatments, things like that. But I still felt like it is safe for me to move around. Like I won't get robbed publicly during daytime. I won't pass by in gun violence. Those are not our things. Things like that. So I did rate 80% during that time, but I think I would put 90% if someone would ask me now. Because what I went through during the 6 days and what I was seeing after the lockdown, after the internet shutdown, after the internet now came back, that was not something good. Like, yeah, I wouldn't want to live in such an environment. So yeah, that's it for today. Go read the full article. You can visit our website. You can have a glimpse of it on our Instagram page, The Citizen TZ, or you can visit our website, The Citizen blah 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 blah. And you can still share your comments. You can DM me. I'm always tagged Tititomin, that's me. You can send me a DM, you can send me a text, you can comment on the post, you can share, however, you can even give me a phone call. You never know, maybe next time we'll discuss your comment. Till next time, see you.